Okay, welcome to the Horn Hoof Records podcast and YouTube channel. I'm here today with Teresa Banks, all the way from Finland, and we're going to talk about their new album and a bit of a history on the band. So let's do it!
Yes.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me. How are you all?
Very good, very good. Very good. And you?
Yeah, fantastic. I've just finished a shit day at work, so here we go. I get to talk to you guys. That makes it much better. Well, I mean, I was going to ask you just to introduce the band and just tell us what each other's, who does what.
I'm Alvaro and I play guitar.
Okay.
And I'm Juha and I play drums.
I'm Mika, I play guitar.
I'm Ricky and I'm shouting.
And I'm Jussi and I'm left with the bass.
Hey man, the bass is the best instrument to play, so don't say left with. It's most important. You guys formed in 2016 after watching Mill and Colin play, right?
Yes, correct.
True.
First of all, we were excellent band. That's a good forming story. Did you all go together, or was it something that?
No. Well, the story was a bit in a nutshell. Mika and me, we played in another band, and we went together actually with the other guitar player of the band to that gig, and we were already like that. We were like already with one foot out of that band, like
right.
We want because of reasons, like typical reasons. And then to that gig, Jussi also went to that Mill and Colin gig, who we knew also like from he played in another band and maybe played a couple of gigs. We stayed once in his place to sleep, and then like the after party, let's say in a bar, Mika and Jussi started talking. So Mika mentioned, that we were like, that we were maybe starting something new, and then next thing, we got in touch. Jussi got in touch, and we met. And I think we met like shortly after, like a week or something after. And that we came here and started rehearsing, and then Jussi knew Juha, like had been playing.
Yeah, and I was in the gig also, but we didn't know each other then.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
You didn't know?
Well, he came after a party, so he was pretty drunk.
I like it.
Not a bit, unfortunately.
I knew Ricky. I had met him. We had common friends, and I had met him 3 years before in a party. So I don't know. We started talking, and then of course punk rock, and then we liked the same bands and stuff. And he sent me an email with a link to his band in Italy. So for all those years I have it, and I still have it in my email, like in the bottom. Like I just kept it like maybe someday he sings. Here there's. It's always hard to find a singer.
Great, you can.
So then, when the three of us were started playing, there's like, I know this guy that I met like a couple of times, and we can ask him. So I asked him. He came and straight in, and then Jussi knew Juha. He invited him, and that was it. That's how we started.
And
cool.
That for me was a huge surprise because. I moved in Finland already almost 10 years ago, and I stopped, of course, playing with my band in Italy, and I always had the idea to start a band at some point, but I didn't really actively went towards that. And when I got Alvaro's message, I said, like, come on, it's served on a plate. I have to try, and and then like that it went, and here we are.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
It's like a true love story.
Yes.
Nobody's coming to the rescue. Is it your first album, or is it you've done an EP before it? Tell us a bit of history, what you've done with the band then since 2016.
This is our first full-length album. We have 2 EPs before that, and maybe Alvaro can.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like we had first we had the idea just to go with EPs and short releases, but then at some point we started building up quite many new songs and say why not? We got quite many songs. We can go for a bigger release, and this what came out.
Cool. So was it a case of you had a bunch of songs and you wanted to do something with them, or did you choose specific songs that you thought would go onto the album?
Well, actually, it was supposed to be shorter.
I think it was 6 songs.
Yes, it was
At
supposed to
first.
be
It was
six.
to be 6 songs.
6 songs, and suddenly like a new one came up. Let's record this one also. Then a
Okay.
new one, and then I was like pretty against it. But then also like in the last minute, a couple more came in, and it was just like I don't know. We were rehearsing, and they would come out, and you know you don't want to leave them like
Yeah.
you know it's like we had like 30 and we chose 11. It was just songs that we were doing that were coming out new, and we just decided to get some months that we just rehearsed them and get them more or less ready, although they weren't completely finished when we started recording. But yeah, it was basically that.
Cool. So
Yes.
they're all effectively new songs that no one's heard before. Then no one's seen you play them live.
Yes. it was-
Well,
now no, but
few
it was.
songs. Few songs we played. I think "Point of No Return" was one of the first we played, and Sudan also, and "Dead Matador" we played once.
Yeah.
But all the rest, it's been new stuff that we were just rehearsing here, and a few last additions were actually not finished yet. So we finished them while recording, and it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, because we got this, you know, we were supposed to have it done like started in February, then March, April, like that was the idea, and then everything went to hell. So then we had so much time that yes, I don't know, we thought we were Guns N' Roses, and you know, like doing the songs while recording, and Jussi had to suffer us, you know, because Jussi was the main guy taking care of the recording. So it was a long process, but yeah, no, it was just a couple of songs we had played, and the rest now we have been lucky to play some gigs, and those ones we played them all live now.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, they were all new. Yes, that was really cool.
We actually had to learn to play them together, the new songs that we finished by recording, because we actually never had the chance to rehearse them all together because of Corona and because of other
Right.
reasons.
Okay. Do you worry like something that you know sometimes you write a song and you play it for 6 months and it changes, you know, you want to add a little bit, you want to do this, you want to do that, but now you've recorded them, you've got to play them like that forever.
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
That's the stand, you know. I think it's
Yes, like the stand was, I think it was the
The
last
last
song, and it's a bit different song, and I wanted it in the album, and it came out.
yes,
came
because
out good.
because that was a discussion that we have. Like, it was just last minute that song, and like saying like you know, what you said, no, that you play it sometimes and then it starts like changing, and this one was like we barely rehearsed it and then we recorded it. We're like, but you know, we didn't give it time, but well, at the end I think it, you know, maybe we played it a bit differently, but I think it's barely all there, like.
Yes.
But yeah,
I
it's
mean,
true what you said.
they all sound really good, so like they sound
Thank
like
you.
completely finished songs, so you don't
Thank
doesn't
you.
look like you've got anything to worry about. Did I see you have a copy of the record there? Can you hold it
Yes.
up? Let's have a little look at it.
Over here,
Oh,
well,
that
let me
looks
take a look.
beautiful.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
When they're coming out to the UK, when are we getting our hands on them so we can get selling them?
You
Yes,
see.
well,
I think they were shipped this Monday, so
Oh, sweet. Okay.
get them soon.
Okay, cool. Well, you need to give me your details at the end of the interview, and I'll get them somebody transferred to you. That looks amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. So you recorded it in your studio where you are now?
Yes, like
Stu-
rehearsal
rehearsal place more than a studio. but,
Okay, rehearsal room with some microphones and a computer, a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah, the computer there.
And you see, did you do the all the recording and engineering on it?
Yeah, well, I don't have any like real word like education about it, but I have some minor experience. But the best thing is that you can get pretty good results when you try like trial and error. But if someone else mixes it, that's a huge deal. That if you give it a way to be mixed by someone else.
We actually had like a real studio like booked, but was it like day before it cancelled? Like guy asked if we could move it for somewhere in future, and we just like had like our own schedules done. So we like, let's do it again.
DIY.
Yes, like by ourselves. And
For poor Jussi.
like Jussi had the huge job to do again, because but well, when you do it yourself, you can always blame the guy. So
Exactly.
it's easier. Yes, thankfully it came out good.
Yeah, it did.
And we recorded everything here, like from our first EP to this one. So there's a good like a
Reference.
yeah, how it's
Evolution.
Yeah, evolution of my like skills of
Amazing.
with recordings. But yeah, it was mixed and mastered by Ronnie Björström from Sweden, and it really is that made a really difference to it.
Oh, okay, I'd be interested to hear like the raw recording files, just for my own curiosity.
Like,
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. So I presume it wasn't recorded live. It was you did guide tracks and then laid it all down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. First the drums, and then yes, drums, guitar, bass. Yes, that's the Yes,
You
just
see
sitting
it.
down. Yes, where the computer is was the drums, and then we have like some panels that we try to like hide a bit, so I could like play along with Juha. But sometimes I had to stop playing because I was just messing things up more. But I did. Yeah.
And like it was said, like the songs weren't ready, and like songs that Jussi had made riffs, and I have to learn them like during I came here, I didn't know what to play. I used to like teach me to play like this and this, because I honestly I was quite lazy. Like, I don't know why. Like, of course, the riffs that I have learned before, they were easy to record, but there were a lot of stuff like I had to figure out. Like, and Jussi had to record and teach me some stuff. Like, I didn't know.
Then something has been tried, and then we listen and say, okay, maybe it can be changed this way and this other way. And so there were some major and minor fixes, but in the end it turned to something decent.
Yeah, back in the room.
Yes.
Cool. So how long did it take you to record the album, to write and record the album?
To write and record.
To write a lot, because there was a couple of songs like that, Point of No Return, Sudan, that were done before.
Yeah, okay, let's just go with recording then, because I mean,
and recording. So our idea was to do it with the drums. We had booked that studio to do the drums in February. That got cancelled. So the drums, we did it in 2 days. You had them in 2 days. And then
we ended up in the end of
summer
August.
still. Yes.
I think at the end of August we finished the last things.
Because then, it was sort of like things were like, we weren't doing anything, no gigs or anything. So it was like 1 week, do something, then 2 weeks, nothing. Then we did something else. Somebody was on vacation, so it took some
time. End of August, or
I think so. Yeah. It took like 6 months.
But
with comparing that drums were done in 2 days.
Yeah. Okay, well, that makes me think that maybe somebody gave you a bit of a headache then, you see. Who was the hardest person to record, and who kept cocking up the most?
No, I don't. Maybe just the issues were more schedule related. And then and the worst thing was that you had too much time. You listen to the songs too much. You want to go back and change stuff. We didn't do that a lot, but still that Yeah. Like after at the end of August, I still look like I would have redo 3 songs, but luckily the guy said that
You've got to take a bit of a break sometimes, haven't you, from listening to it day in, day out, give your ears a rest.
Yeah.
But then I stopped listening for a month and a half before the release, and then it was like way better than I remembered. So
Cool.
And we didn't have like release date like scheduled in the beginning, and that's why there's some stuff like we have a like WhatsApp group that I have this riff and this, I send it, I want this to be on the record, and I'm asking Jussi, like, could you do like lyrics or Ricky or like, and that's why there is more songs that originally was meant to be. So
yeah. Cool. How did you guys come up with the title for the album and the artwork? Who did the artwork as well?
So the idea came first from it started with Joaquin Phoenix. When he won the Oscar, he mentioned a lyric of his late brother, River Phoenix, who was also an actor who passed away, and he was also like a singer and stuff. And he had this phrase that if you go to the rescue with love, peace will follow, which is interesting, not seeing that a lot of, let's say, countries, when they go, let's say, to help other countries, they do it by invading them. So it was like an interesting phrase. And then like seeing like the final songs, like seeing a bit what we have, we didn't like choose a theme or anything, just things come up. Then, we talk about a lot of like problems, that happen in the world, like corruption or animal extinction or, different topics, politicians. So then you see that, that phrase makes sense if we help each other, but if we all collectively mess up, nobody's going to come to rescue the whole world. Like, we have to take care of each other. And so then it came the thing of nobody's coming to the rescue.
And out of that also the idea of the picture.
Yes, of the picture.
Is linked to that.
Yes.
That's cool. That's really deep.
Yeah. Yes, and then we did like it's a. I think I'll post soon. I have like a video that shows, because this is. I think it was the Boom Bops had released a new album.
It's Bad Cop. Bad Cop
had released an album, and they showed that the cover it's actually a physical thing that they took a picture. So I had this idea of wanted to do a picture. So this is actually a globe and a gun, and then here's some matches, turn them on, and then take the picture, and then like put some smoke here. So
cool. I wondered how you did the flame. I thought it might have been a lighter at first, but yes, matches.
Yeah, no, well, I must admit there's some Photoshop, but because it was too small, but maybe this main one, it's like matches pasted to the globe, and then behind the gun, well, now you don't see very much. There's like this, how do you call it, incense, that gives the smell.
Yeah.
So it's a stick here that has the incense. Take the picture. Yes, well, here you see it a bit more, so it has the incense behind, so it has the smoke, and yeah.
So that was all like physical objects in one photo. It wasn't like different layers. They weren't taken separately.
No. Yes, one photo.
And the letters too.
Yes. So then the letters are also there.
Yeah.
Like on the cardboard.
Oh wow.
I think yes. I have a video like to show, and we'll post it like to show some behind the scenes, and also how the first draft of this looked horrible, and I'll post it also. But then, of course, after talking a lot and then suggestions and stuff, it ended up being like this.
That's
but the
really
first
cool.
photo, it's not.
Like the raw was
the raw one was like
a bit different.
And then, of course, there's Photoshop here and stuff. But yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that video. Then that sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yes.
So you released a video for Punt Rock today. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's that song about? Where did you record the video, and how did you find the whole process?
Somebody
Sales
wants
again?
to word.
Well, actually, the place where we recorded the video, it's under demolition now. The city is tearing the building down in some point. We don't know the schedule yet, but I've lived in that house when I was young, when I was a child. Like,
that's cool, man. It's really cool that you managed to capture it on video.
I lived there until I was like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
So that place is now, or it was at the summer. There was like different artists, like there was some graffiti paintings and stuff doing the whole. It's like a whole block of apartments, and it's different artist works. So it was super cool.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, so you had some contacts, and so it had been like a huge success, that like art exhibition like this summer, like 30,000 people passed by. I tried to go twice and I couldn't because it was so packed.
Me neither.
And then you knew some people from there, sent some messages, and before closing it, like before tearing it down, they let us one day go and film. So it was really cool because you just have the different rooms with different like art from different artists, and it was really cool that they let us do that. And then the song is it's about the idea that, well, they asked us once, like, do you think that because of the, let's say, political extremisms or political unrest that we're living lately, do you think that punk rock is becoming more popular because of that? They asked us that, and we thought it was a cool question, like that maybe it's true, that punk rock has always been like a tool to fight like political extremisms or things that are wrong, and and a lot of famous punk bands have done that, like The Clash or Anti-Flag or NoFX. So
Strike Anywhere.
So it was that idea, that seeing how now, because of social media and you see everywhere, you see in Finland, you see in Spain, that you have extreme far right and far left, and there's so many problems like with politics, that that punk rock is always like a where you can find people who are like trying to fight that and trying to do what is best for everybody, not for
and deliver a message.
And also,
it's a bridge for uniting people as well, isn't it? I think.
Yes, like there's like different sides, and that's what politicians really want.
And of course it is.
We want to think that there is like group of people that don't like give a fuck about their opinions, like to be this or that, like just we treat ourselves and each other nice, and we don't kind of need politics when we have punk rock and friends. And
that's why we need punk rock today. That's why we need punk rock today. That's why we need punk rock today. That's why we see the leaders of
rock. It should be used as a bridge to join people. And it's the same over here in the UK. We've got more and more sort of far right policies that have just seem to exist just to split people up and cause tension. And that's what's led to the situation with Brexit, with us coming out of the European Union. So they're just going to fuck it up for everybody, man.
Yep.
What can you do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brexit,
Yes, like
yeah, do you think you guys, once we're all back to normal, do you think we have any plans to tour Europe and maybe come to the UK?
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
we
I hope we have a few shows.
played there like
Yes.
Rebellion Fest last
Sweet.
year, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Like
Yeah, that festival was really like what they do for like up and coming bands. It's amazing with that stage that they have, Rebellion Fest.
Yeah.
And then we played some couple of gigs and opening for Cigar in London. So yes, I think the future, if we can, like if things get better, it would be. I love UK. I lived there for 8 months, so I really love we had a really good time. And yes, in Blackpool it was amazing. Like
yes,
that festival, like at the festival,
Vibes
yes,
and-
festival in the center of the town. Walking to the hotel, going to the pub, you can come in, come out. I don't know. Everything was perfect from that.
It's
from
a
that
very
festival.
unique atmosphere, Rebellion Festival, isn't it? It gets a bit crazy at
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
but it's good fun. Cool.
yes,
That was super cool.
Yeah.
and definitely want to go there again.
And hopefully you can come to
maybe some-
Manchester next time you come over.
Yes, Manchester Punk Rock Fest. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And Reading Festival.
Yeah.
Would be awesome.
Dream big, man. Dream
Dream
big. I
big,
like it.
Not aiming any low.
Yes.
No, Reading Festival's the bare minimum you're going to aim for. Do you guys have any favorite songs on the albums?
It's
Yeah.
hard because each song has his own story and it came up different way. So I don't know.
Well,
You like the
Well,
whole thing?
I would say my favorite is Panic because it's short and it's a really good melody and riff combined, and it's the right amount of everything.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. For me, yes, for me, I fluctuate like the same as when I listen to any other band. Suddenly there's one song that I like a lot and another one. So I've been going from Point of No Return, not so fast. When we put it out, also listening it, like I really like and really like to play it also. Yes, for me, I'm like changing. And I think now maybe, yes, I'm thinking maybe now I'm listening more to Panic. But for me, yes, it's something that, changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about saying Panic also, but I like Crossfire also. That's super cool song.
I maybe not so fast. It's like it's the personal thoughts. It's like universally personal. Like there's
Yeah.
things that are actually happened or like, but it works universally. And the stand also because it's somehow different, and the message is. I like the lyrics.
That's really cool.
Like, yes.
Cool. Okay. So, are you guys in Finland? Are you back in lockdown at the moment? You said you played a few gigs. Did you manage? Were you lucky enough to get out of lockdown, or what's the situation over there? How's everything, and what's the punk rock scene like when it's when it's alive?
2.5 months of a good time again, but now we're going back to lockdown.
Yeah.
So actually tomorrow we get some new restrictions from the government, and looks like we're heading back to that. But luckily we got to play, I think, like 6 gigs.
6
or 5.
Well,
Yeah, 5.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, but and a lot of them had like good crowds. Well, just when the record came out, so
With distance, safety
Yeah.
distance, but good crowds.
Like you are now.
And we didn't spread any corona while on the gigs.
Good.
At least I think they were safe, but
But yes, but well, the situation here, it's really like compared to other places, it's really good. And when we
Yeah.
say lockdown, it's, you know, you can still go out, you can still, you know, maybe there's some limitations for bars and stuff like that, but you know, the situation is pretty good. You have to, everybody's like teleworking and, you know, masks, but it's all recommendations, and we're lucky. But yeah, now we're maybe going to take some time, you know, off and not risk it. You know, now that seeing that things are getting a bit worse,
Yeah.
we're just going to, you know, sit it down for a while until things get better, and then we can go back to playing.
Cool. How long? So when did you initially go into lockdown? Was it sort of March? You initially went into lockdown,
Yeah, mid-March.
and when did you play your first gig after that? How long was that for? That period?
The
August,
first gig
September.
was in September. The skip
Yeah.
was it the first? Maybe?
No, before we
No.
played in Lepis.
Yes.
Ah,
So it
Lepis,
was
yeah.
6 gigs.
19th of
Yeah.
September.
I bet it felt amazing to get back on stage, didn't it? And rip it.
That one was super cool. That one,
Yes.
it
There
was really, really good.
People, and it was like weird to see faces like it, and it showed how like underlined the fact that how much the gigs and the music and all this like are the one thing that connect people. People that I haven't seen in half a year, and realizing like, okay, we see each other only on gigs, like that kind of.
Yeah, I've got a
Another
lot
thing
of
that was
friends.
Another thing that was pretty weird is that whenever we start a gig, the first thing I say, "Come closer, there is space," like to get closer. That I couldn't not said that, but or otherwise it was anyway a very good release of adrenaline from long time not playing. So very good.
I can only imagine. I'm looking forward to getting back on the stage as well. We our last gig was about 4 days before the lockdown came in here back in March. So we've not even practiced since then. So you know, I'm looking forward to get to play the instruments again with some friends and just have a good time. Yeah, the album, yeah. How did you go about getting in touch with all these different labels in all these different countries? And how did you hear about Horn Hoof Records? What made you approach us?
I think someone, when I was like trying to book UK gigs, I think someone mentioned you guys then.
Cool.
I'm not sure, but I like had your name written down after that, like after trying to get in touch with like booking agencies, and then the rest are like old connections from our previous releases, and luckily there's a couple of new ones also, like just starting labels, like Sonic Slab is a brand new, I think we're like the 4th release on them, and
Nice.
where also like Lonesome Surfer, well, Pete has done it for a long time, but that's a brand new label also, and also the cassette labels are really cool that they wanted to help us out also.
So you run a Fast Decade Records. Is that just yourself usually, or is that a band collective thing?
Yeah, no, it's just, well, I started it alone like 2016, but then well, I really didn't know what to do with it, and then a couple of friends came to help with it and made it a bit more official now. And yeah, it's let's say 70% me, and then the rest of the guy.
Yeah.
90%.
You're being very generous there.
Yeah. But the rest of the guys, they do like important bureaucracy and website stuff that I can't manage. So
Okay.
and the web store also. So
That's cool, man.
they're they're unreplaceable.
Yeah.
Unreplaceable.
Make sure you get that in here in case they hear it.
They are replaceable.
Amazing. Have you just quickly talking about Fast Decade Records? Have you got many releases under your belt? Is this how long? Tell us a bit
Well,
more.
actually, let's see if it is
Got some quick
31.
catalog number.
Yes.
Yeah.
31.
So I think it's 38 or something like that.
Are they all physical
Yeah.
releases?
Yes. Yeah. All physical, and like most of them are EPs or albums or stuff like that. But I think at the end of the year we're booking like the last one we booked is 40th, number 40.
Okay. Cool.
And
Okay.
it's basically, yeah, it goes like directly what we earn, we forward to the next release. So it's
Yeah.
just a time-consuming
And
hobby.
they also do like hyväntekeväisyys,
Well, yeah, we will
Charity.
charity.
benefit compilation. We've done a couple of like
Oh, cool,
every
man.
year.
Well, we'll have to talk about doing some sort of, we'll work together on some charity things in the future. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so fire a few websites at me. Where can people find you guys online, and where can they learn more about Fast Decade Records as well?
So the band in Facebook and Instagram, I think that's our main sites. Facebook, Teresa Banks Band, Instagram, Teresa Banks Band. We also have Twitter, maybe not that big, Teresa Banks Band,
Yeah.
and then Fast Decade.
Well, yeah, mostly like in Facebook. I think that's the like main channel for us. We also have a website, but that's mainly for the web store. There's no news on that.
Okay, that's cool.
You can go and buy those.
Yeah, but you can go and buy the album from there.
And also we have like merchandise deal with Epic merch.
Yes,
Oh,
They're
yeah.
from
if anybody wants this T-shirt, or it's there in Epic Merch. Thank you.
they're,
Epic Merch.
Sweet.
they're
Snazzy.
from
Netherlands.
Netherlands, like a friend from a band
Yes.
called Drunk Tank. It's running it, I think,
Yes.
and they like ask us if we want to join their merchandise.
How do they work? Do they just print it? Do they like do print on demand basically? Some places
Yes.
order
Yeah.
and they'll print it off.
Yes, we just send the designs.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a really fair deal, like what they do, and they take care of everything, and then they give you a nice percentage, which I
Sweet.
believe it's fair. And yes, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to fork out a
And
load
they-
of money to buy a load of T-shirts.
Yeah, we didn't order, but then you can order by bulk also. Like if you're going to play gigs and you want to take, you can. But that we didn't do yet because we don't have gigs.
There's no gigs.
So but maybe
Yes.
someday we'll. Yes, someday we'll.
And they
We'll see
have
that.
like shitloads of cool bands. There's like
Cool.
Very
Worth
cool.
Checking out then.
Epicmerch.com.
Amazing. Cool. Well, thank you very much for taking time out of your day today. Were you having a band practice today, or were you just getting together for this?
yeah,
Yes, we have on Thursdays.
Cool.
yes.
Well, I'll let you get back to it then. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. It's been really nice chatting to you. I can't wait to get these records, and I've had a few pre-orders, so I can't wait to get posting them out as well.
Nice.
Cool.